All right, we live. Another day of Shrewd
Definitely.
News.
Yeah, another episode of Shrewd News and Reviews. I'm Jay Israel here with Bob the Water God,
Mm-hmm.
discussing wealth, health, and deeper understanding of self. We got some political news to get to today, as well as some news in the world of entertainment that kind of overlaps with politics. So let's not even waste no time, man. Let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
R. Kelly gets 30 years and Ghislaine Maxwell gets 20.
That's crazy, ain't it? I mean, we know how this go. I mean, me and you been in that system before. We know. we know. we
Wait,
know.
wait, wait, wait. Let's clarify. We ain't been in the system for nothing that day in the
Yeah,
system
yeah, yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. For real. Let's clarify that. We don't want
Yeah, let's be
to.
very clear. I've been in the
No,
system, but not for the stuff R. Kelly is in the system
but you
for
can
or
understand
Ghislaine.
that somebody that had the same charges as you had was something that you did, what you was in for. You can see somebody getting lesser time than what you got. Agreed?
Yeah. There's two different justice systems out there. One for the dominant
Yeah,
caste,
go with that.
and there's one for us, the bottom caste people. So I think it's real easy, especially for us as black people, to look at this and be like, well, Ghislaine is white and R. Kelly's black. That must be why he got less time. But if you took a deeper look, I think that we could see some reasons why she might have got less time. If we're gonna be objective,
Yeah, yeah.
let's just take our feelings out of it for a second and let's look at the fact.
Right.
Ghislaine Maxwell got convicted of 5 different crimes, and R. Kelly got convicted of 9 different crimes. And neither one of them caught the maximum. Like if they would have caught the max, both of their charges score out to over 100 years each.
Mm. Are you saying they
So
gave both of them a break?
I'm just saying they didn't get the max. I it's typical that you don't get the max for things, but I think people might not be looking at that. Like how many things did R. Kelly get convicted of, and how many things did Ghislaine get convicted of?
Right.
So let me ask you this: are you one of those guys that can separate the artist from the crime? As far as we know now, he was innocent. Now we know he's been proven guilty. So I don't know if this changes anything for you. Uh, would you be able to still listen to his music? Is he still the king of R&B in your eyes?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the stats can't, I mean, what he did can't be erased. They can't erase that.
Yeah.
So it can't erase what the people like. I wasn't a big R. Kelly listener. I think that was more for the women. I mean, I mean, could you
Man,
agree?
you used to listen to R. Kelly, man. Don't act like
I'm
that.
saying I never like bought his album. I never popped it in. I never was the type that. I may have put it on. I may have put it on when I was probably dealing with a woman or probably wanted some music that was similar to that.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Go ahead.
I think it's possible to separate people from like the man from the art, but this is one of those situations where I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel weird listening to R. Kelly. Like if I'm listening to R. Kelly and like some women, like say I'm listening to R. Kelly in the car and some women pulled up, I think I would feel a little crazy. Like,
Yeah.
would you be confidently just bumping R. Kelly right now?
Nah, because I was never that type anyway. So
Yeah.
I knew people who was. I've seen males that was on that. That was just something that.
Man, R. Kelly
Like,
had something for you too. You didn't like Fiesta? You
I
wasn't
mean,
fucking
he
with the
had
best of
some. I
both worlds?
mean, anything that was forced in my ears. I remember
Yeah.
being a kid and I was in the car with my dad and he was listening to Too Short and Ice Cube. It was forced on me. I didn't have a choice. It was just the music was there. You get what I'm
You know
saying?
what's crazy?
Yeah.
I remember one of my memories is seeing a picture of R. Kelly on a CD at your crib, bro.
Damn.
And I said, "Who is this?" And your sister was like, "You don't know who R. Kelly is?" And she put on the song, and I was like, "Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I heard that before." But I remember the first time I discovered who R. Kelly
That's
was,
crazy.
man. It was at your
My
crib,
sister.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
open
think
park.
more women. Yeah, I think that's probably from how I heard R. Kelly from her, but it wasn't somebody that I would put in the mixtape. I mean, hey, I'm finna listen to some R. Kelly, but I can see how women would look at you crazy right now. That feeling like you want to listen to that.
Yeah, and the lyrics too. It's like seems like you're ready. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yay, it's crazy.
It
It's
just don't hit the same for me anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it's some things that still go hard. I was listening to some things that like, I was listening to like so a post came up and they were playing some songs and I was like, man, they still sound good, but I haven't since all of this came to light, I haven't really listened to his music the same since then.
Dang.
Yeah.
What did he actually get convicted for?
You know what? I'd have to look at the actual charges, but definitely trafficking was in there.
What? He got hit with body trafficking?
Yeah, just sex trafficking for
Dang.
sure. The AP article that I'm looking at right now, I'm trying to see if they say the actual things he got convicted for, but I just took some quick notes because I know that we're pressed for time. I took some quick notes where I know that he got convicted of 9 different crimes as opposed to Ghislaine Maxwell's 5. So, and they're bringing.
It does justify the extra 10. I mean, he
Say
got
what?
double the charges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well. Maybe we could get back to that later. I'm still working on getting everything that he was specifically convicted of. But at this point, we know that boy is gone for 30. I guess the verses will have to take place via Zoom.
No, he's done. Put a fork in him.
Baked chicken,
Yeah.
dead,
You
flies
you
well.
you won't even see. I don't think you may not hear another R. Kelly song.
But you know what's crazy? Ghislaine Maxwell, they're saying that she's expected to do 6 years of the 20.
Wow.
This is what I'm hearing. I'm gonna work on independently
might do a
confirming that,
dime.
but
He may be a dime and get out on the because they let the pedophile and people out.
I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But I definitely whole thing took a weird turn. If somebody would have told me when this whole thing started that Jeffrey Epstein would end up dead, Ghislaine would be the one to catch the charges, Bill Cosby would be out while we're watching R. Kelly catch 30 years. It's like I would have never predicted it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. When R. Kelly gets out, he'll be an octogenarian. They expect him to get out and be around 80 if he does all of that time. So I don't know. I'll let you get the last word on that. I think that's all I have to say about that one, Bob.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one to want to talk about, man. I mean, dang.
Yeah.
Do the crime, you do the time, I guess, huh?
Pretty much. Pretty much. I noticed we ain't get the
we didn't get the banners, yeah.
Yeah, we ain't get the banner. You know what? We just gonna have to move along without it, man. We still trying to get acclimated after we took those that was 2 weeks we took off.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you know what was interesting? I like the bonus show that we did where we were talking about the baby daddy and the McDonald's. I thought it would be interesting just to follow up with that. It seems now that we know that story was fake.
Are you serious? We got real claim.
It turns out that the girl is a TikTok influencer, her and the boyfriend, and it's for clout. So I think it was good that we had the conversation. I like spirited debaters. You know that. I like dialogical reasoning. So for those reasons, I think it was good. But at this point, I think that it's also good that we realize that we can't believe everything that's on social media and we should be skeptical. I suspect that since yesterday, or technically the day before. I think it was like around midnight we recorded that show. I suspected that it was fake. You was leaning towards that way too, or no? You completely surprised it was fake?
I mean, I look at everything. I mean, you get me? Right now, I got a marketing eye, you know. I'm looking for the goods and the gains of how you market and get the people's attention. So I'm looking at it in that kind of eye. So I already feel like anything that goes viral is staged. You're trying to go viral. Yeah.
Everything? No.
99%, you know.
99%. Damn. I don't know if I'm that skeptical, but I'm telling you, I'm
people
only
who get it right. They're gonna post it to go viral. You get what I mean? It's not being.
I mean, in a sense, we're posting for likes, retweets, stuff like that. No.
I mean, I feel like I'm giving an opinion and giving news that it's gonna be smart. I don't feel like I think I'm gonna have a limited number of. The world is full of people that want to move I guess, not a way of factual thinking and critical thinking. So
yeah,
I'm trying to bring awareness to critical thinking. So I think
I'm on the same page with you. I think that's noble. And just in case anybody doesn't know, I'm gonna go ahead and share what I saw. And I had a friend of mine kind of like stalk her IG page, and she's convinced that this is fake too. But can you see that, Bob? Is that clear to you?
Yeah, let me put you on. Yeah, you on. Okay.
Yeah, you see, she's an influencer. She makes a lot of videos like this. I guess it's like
she only got 3,000 followers.
That's more than us.
Yeah. I mean,
and after that little performance she put on.
Right. So that was done for clout.
It appears that way. That way. So, just want to go ahead and give some little follow up to that. We had fun with that. Like I said yesterday, we've been covering a whole bunch of heavy news, things that kind of wear you down a little bit. I think it's good to break up. Just that's our attempt at levity. I'll say that. And like you said, we're always promoting skepticism. Proportion your beliefs to the evidence. If you see these people jumping on social media with these, they always got the camera out, and it's these scenarios that kind of seem contrived. You really want to be slow about believing that shit is 100. So.
I mean, because there's so much content on YouTube where they talk about this story.
Man, I never believe. Like, I ain't gonna say never, but I'd say, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say like 85% of the videos that I come across, I think are fake.
Yeah,
just for a good laugh, but people really get
caught up into it emotionally. But you have to think, some of these women and men, they know what people want to see. They know that negativity that they want to see. So it's just duplicating that and duplicating that and duplicating that. And you're going to get a lot of attention if you focus on that.
Listen, we're not covering stories about Boy Scouts on here. we're covering stories about R. Kelly and Ghislaine Maxwell and stuff like that. So as far as the whole clout chaser tag, I don't really think that's a negative thing. I've always heard the great Troy Terrain say, we're all clout chasing. Everybody on YouTube, everybody with a social media profile is clout chasing to some degree. Some of us are clout chasing to a higher degree, but we're all trying to gain attention because it might equal some dollars. So I mean, I'm not mad. I don't think nobody got hurt
there. Right. No, I gotta disagree with you because I feel like it's a separation. You feel me? I think when you're trying to gain subscribers and you're trying to push a message out, it's a little bit different from clout chasing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's some people out here that want a message to be out. They want to they want to talk about certain things to enlighten certain people.
And how do we know that she wasn't doing that? Bringing up this conversation to enlighten certain people. Maybe she feels like fathers should be doing more for kids, the whole it takes a village type of thing. Maybe her heart was in the right place. We don't know that.
Right. You're right.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm not saying that scenario was wrong if she was trying to do that.
I'm not saying that you're saying it's wrong. Right. I'm saying that You were saying that there's a separation.
Right.
I'm saying that separation gets real fuzzy to me.
Right.
People like to pick and choose what's clout chasing, what's not clout chasing. Everybody's trying to get attention on some level. Now, some of us are a little bit more cooler about how we come across with it. I think some of the content is better than other content.
Some of us are negative and positive with trying to get. That's how it is. Some people just gonna come at it. They can come at it in a negative way, and that works. It works for some people.
So you think she came at it in a negative way?
Of course.
What was negative about that?
Just the image. You know, my thing is showing the negative. All of what happened in that video was just. It wasn't classy to me as far as what our culture need to be seeing as, and it went viral. So that's what it seemed negative to me with how she said none of the kids eat. It was just a negative narrative around the whole thing. It wasn't a positive narrative that, you know, a classy conversation. That's all. That's how I see it. I see it as, yes, it was a negative. It was a negative way to get attention.
That's valid. I'm hearing you out, and if that's the lens you see it through, hey, me personally, I didn't really see it as such a negative thing. I saw a mother who was concerned about her kids eating. I saw a father concerned about his child eating, and they were trying to iron out some wrinkles. Yes, it wasn't the classiest display of blackness ever, but everything ain't classy, man. Everything ain't classy. We watch movies that aren't so classy. We watch shows that aren't so classy. It's songs out there that ain't so. Everything ain't a goddamn tea party. You know what I'm saying? It was a reality type of entertainment type of thing. So I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time on that. You got anything else to add to that one? I ain't want to drag it too much. I ain't want to go back too far.
Yeah, we don't want to go too far.
Yeah,
we definitely see our angle.
All right, moving along. We're moving through this show pretty good. I definitely wanted to get into the 4 shocking revelations that we learned in the 6th session of the January 6th hearings. They had a woman named Cassidy Hutchinson who gave some testimony during the hearings. Are you up to speed on that, Bob?
Yes, I just got a little bit up to speed on the hearings, and we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if they get let off the hook.
Yeah, we'll see if Trump gets let off the hook. I'm hoping not, because the guy.
You're hoping?
Yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't get let off the hook.
Okay.
Because
you feel like he's responsible. You feel like he's responsible for them people storming in there.
Yeah. If you've been keeping up with the January 6th hearings, there's a mountain of evidence that's piling up against this guy. And this might be the most surprising day. Now, a lot of people got things to do. You out here trying to give the world better water in their homes, you know, one household at a time.
Yeah.
I've been down at Port Everglades trying to get certified, operating heavy machinery. I'm working for the bookstore. Everybody got things going on. We all got jobs. I don't got no kids. You got kids to take care of when you get off of work. So everybody's not sitting there watching the January 6th hearings. I understand that. Yeah. Some of us are just kind of like casual news consumers. I've been watching these hearings, and she was really giving it up. Now, one thing I want you to understand about this woman, wait a minute, are you sharing my tab?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I don't know if you can see. Now, one thing I want you to understand, I want you to get a good look at her. This is the woman, Cassidy Hutchinson. One thing you should understand about her is she is facing serious penalties if she lies or doesn't cooperate with this whole panel.
Okay.
She's facing serious legal jeopardy. So she really don't have nothing to gain by getting up on this thing and lying on Trump, because the lady's already getting death threats. It's not something that she probably wanted to do. So without further ado, right, I can encourage everybody to read this article in its entirety. New York Times is a good source that we like to use. But I already just took out some highlights that stood out to me. They're saying that Trump knew that there were people in the crowd, right, that had guns, and he wanted to remove the metal detectors or get the metal detectors turned off so that more people with guns could access the Capitol. That's what she said.
Okay.
2, they're saying that this man wanted to get to the Capitol riot so bad that he assaulted a Secret Service agent, tried to grab the wheel and commandeer the vehicle so he could pull up on the scene. Trump is a whole gangster out here, cuz. I call him Teflon Don. Can you imagine? They say he assaulted a Secret Service agent. Like, what? Because they're telling him, like, no, we can't go here, sir. You what? We can't pull up. Nigga, give me this shit. Nigga, grab the wheel. Nigga, drive myself to this shit. All right, moving along. At some point, the crowd was cheering, hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. We now have testimony from Hutchinson that says that Trump thought it was reasonable to hang Mike Pence.
Who is Mike Pence?
Who is Mike Pence, you ask? He was only the
okay.
Mike Pence. He was only the vice president for 4 years. That was Trump road dog. Like, Trump is Young Thug, and Mike Pence was Gunna. So what she's saying, what she's alleged is Mark Meadows was trying to say, I guess Mark Meadows was trying to tell Pat that, or Pat and Mark Meadows was having a conversation. At some point, Mark Meadows said, Pat, you heard him. The president doesn't care. He thinks Mike deserves it. So just imagine that scenario. There's a crowd of people outside of the Capitol saying, hang Mike Pence, and they're trying to tell Trump, his staff, his team, his advisors, his handlers are telling Trump, look, you got to do something about this. Or they're talking amongst each other saying, look, we got to tell Trump to do something about this. And Mark Meadows is like, man, you heard him. He thinks they're right, man. Mike should have did what he was supposed to do to overturn the election, man. If he get dealt with, he get dealt with. I'm paraphrasing, but that's how serious shit got. Now, my fourth big takeaway from the January 6th hearings, the 6th session, is Liz Cheney saying that the Trump team is making phone calls to people, making threats. Thinly veiled threats, but threats nonetheless. Warning people to watch their mouths during this this hearing. He's moving like a mob boss, man.
So, all right. So he moving like a mob boss, right?
Yeah.
Do we feel that, we are in the times right now that information and accessibility is a lot more, we can know a lot more than we knew before, back in the days. Okay.
Back in what days?
I mean, before this digital age that just came out with everything, the social medias and all of this stuff. So,
okay.
What I'm saying is this any different than how majority of the presidents move? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we just hearing this out from what, because it's the modern day of technology? But
no, I think that if a president refused to concede that he lost, we would have figured out about it by now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say no to you on that. Right. This is the first time that we didn't have a peaceful transfer of power ever. So he's an outlier. He's special. This ain't regular shit.
Right. No, it's definitely not regular. But what I'm saying is, listen, my whole thing on,
Bro, you sound like you about to start caping for Trump. Please don't start doing that.
I
I
mean, I
mean,
just
go
have
ahead,
to
go ahead.
give
I'm gonna let you cook.
I'm just giving you my this is their this is kind of their platform. This is kind of their thing. How they marching into the campus. I think this is a battle of two sides. That's what it seems like to me.
Oh, there was bad people on both sides. That's what you
No, no,
saying, right?
no. I just feel like it's drama. It's like, it's a divide with two different sides of people. It's like two different Americas. It's like you got one over here and one over here, and they're clashing, So it's a sad
Uh,
day. It's a sad day for getting things, thinking about getting things right. Because it's like if you got enough people that's feeling like this and they got these claims and they're doing all of this, it's just like it just makes it seem like this ain't gonna never get to where we all on one solid ground. That's all
well,
that's what it seems like to me.
well, I agree. The country is more divided than it's been in a long time, apparently. But I'm thinking that what this lady is saying, Miss Hutchinson, is true, especially the what Liz Cheney is saying about the phone calls. Because if you look at this article, they're saying Mr. Trump and his advisors have come under scrutiny in previous situations for reportedly trying to influence witnesses. In 2017, a lawyer for Mr. Trump in the investigation into whether his campaign conspired with Russia officials in 2016 dangled the prospect of pardons to two people under investigation, Michael T. Flynn and Paul Manafort. And in 2018, Mr. Trump's public statements related to Michael D. Cohen, his former personal lawyer who was under investigation by federal prosecutors, were looked at as possible acts of obstruction of justice. So he didn't really get penalized for that before. It
Right.
makes sense that he would try it again.
So, right. I mean, from all of these statements, Trump looks like he's a gangster, man. To be
This shit is
honest.
indefensible. I'm gonna agree
Right,
with what you
right,
just said.
right.
Like,
You get me? And when I look at it, and I have to be honest, when I
yeah,
look at how gangster he's being, it just makes, it just, I see it like, dang, this is the kind of, this is the kind of don't give a, I ain't go curse on here, dad. A white man, it's kind of, oh, it's like alarming to us, like, wow, like, he don't agree what's going on and he acts like that, you get me?
yeah, man,
So
it's
it's like
shocking to me too. This
it
is not
it
a normal occurrence.
right, it's not a normal occurrence, and I can't tell, I'm telling you that this is gangster with how he's handling his situation. I mean, if the claims of what everybody is saying is true, and how you was like, give me the wheel, nigga, I'm pulling up. To me, I mean, I get it, but it's like, it's more like, wow,
I
it's
think
not
it's more like wow, and he needs to get prosecuted. Remember, the
right,
committee, their job is not to prosecute him. They're doing an investigation. They're compiling evidence, and it's up to the DOJ to prosecute him, the Department of Justice. So
right. So
they
for one
said that
moment,
they're watching this.
okay, so for one moment, can we separate the crimes from the actually what was done when he was in president in office? Can we
Why?
because I would want to know, like, what is the biggest thing that you feel that, what Trump did that was bad when he was in office?
Bro, can we focus on what he's being accused of doing on January 6th, trying to overthrow the election? That's what we're focused on. We could have a whole episode on everything that he did was bad. And if you're asking me that, I'd say that this is the worst. He did a lot of bad shit, but
Right,
trying to overthrow the government and undermine democracy as we know it, that would probably be the worst for me. That's the
right.
type
This
and
is
this is
the
the
best.
most fresh in my mind. I
Right,
don't really want to go too far away from what he's doing because that's what I feel like people are doing a lot. There's a lot of whataboutisms. Well, what about when Nancy Pelosi, or what about when? Nah, man, we talk about Teflon Don right now, doing a whole
Right.
bunch of
To me,
BS.
I'm just saying it looks, man, it looks gangster. It's like a gangster movie to me.
Yeah, there's another story that people are talking about. They said that he got so mad about what was going on during the January 6th hearings that he threw a plate of food on it. We don't know what was on there, but he broke a dish or something against a wall. And Miss Hutchinson says that she remembers ketchup dripping down the wall. It's crazy. If you get a chance, go ahead and watch you some highlights from the January 6th hearings. It just shows that Trump is he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. We'll say that. Since there's been a lot of McDonald's talk, he's a burger and fry short of a Happy Meal.
He's very passionate.
Hey,
Seems
man.
very passionate.
And then what's interesting? There are some people who are trying to like drag Cassidy Hutchinson, the lady who testified to all these things, right? They're trying to like make a smear campaign about her, but one of the people that I've seen that was talking about her is Laura Ingraham from Fox News. And it's funny that Laura Ingraham is saying that she's lying, because we know that Laura Ingraham is a liar. Laura Ingraham, we know, because it's been revealed through this investigation, the January 6th committee investigations, that she was texting Mark Meadows trying to do damage control on this whole January 6th story, which is not adhering to certain journalistic standards in the first place. You're a news anchor. You shouldn't be texting with any president's administration talking about how y'all are going to dumb the story down, try to water it down, try to downplay it, right? That's already wrong. But she went on the news after that and tried to say like it was Antifa or something. She tried to give doubt that these were actually Trump supporters that stormed the Capitol. So we know what side she's on. So when you see people trying to discredit her story, just remember there's a lot of people who have a lot to gain by trying to hide this story, trying to discredit her. Trump been trying to hide stuff for a minute. We gotta look at this for what it is. We gotta be objective.
We definitely got to be objective, but we have to understand that there was a large number of people that stormed into the White House. These people did not agree in what they felt, whether it was from Trump or whatever. The facts is that it's a large number of people that don't want to get along with what's going on with what they have. Okay?
You lost me, brother.
I lost you there. Okay,
Yeah.
well, what I'm saying is, even if Trump goes, okay, they are still Trump supporters, like you said. Okay. This man just had a whole army of people. If you're saying this is correct, there's a whole bunch of people that believe in whatever they believe or believe in Trump that stormed in there.
They believe that Trump's election was stolen from him. And they believe that because there's misinformation on the media and they have a president that's telling them that this happened. So a lot of them thought that they were doing the right thing. They thought that democracy had been undermined when the election was, quote unquote, stolen. Trump bears some responsibility for that. That's why he's being investigated for inciting a riot, encouraging people to storm the Capitol. That's what's going on. So if I understand what you're saying correctly, you're saying that these people are still out there. Like this
right. It's not like we're gonna eliminate the way that they feel about what happened or get them to vote correctly. It's gonna be this side and it's gonna be that side. That's just what's obvious to me. Go ahead.
I beg to differ. If you look at polling, the percentage of people who believe that Trump has something to do with it has significantly increased. I think it went from 2/3 of people not believing that Trump has something to do with it, and now it's 2/3 of people do believe he had something to do with it. And he's guilty of crime. I should have wrote a note of that. That's what I read. You know what I'm saying? I could get something more precise on that. But as far as we know, a lot of people are tuning in. It's getting good ratings, and this is at least changing some people's mind. Now, I will concede, Bob. There are some people who this is not going to change their mind. They're not going to care. Some people are not going to let logic, evidence, reason get in the way of what they want to believe. There's a lot of people out there who are putting their feelings before the facts.
And that's why we would have to prove that, because these people feel like it was a fraudulent thing done to the poll. So if it what it's gonna have to be factual proof, and I don't think no one can prove that. You get what I mean? So
yeah, I think if you were paying attention to this January 6th hearings, you would realize that these hearings are all about them presenting proof that he has something to do with the Capitol being stormed. That's
no,
what
I'm
they're doing.
saying proof that it wasn't rigged. I mean, not rigged, but they didn't get the election stolen.
No. He has the burden of proving that. And
Right.
if you tune into the January 6th hearings, it's amazing how little evidence he had of anything being stolen. There's no evidence of that. There's no court that says that any of his claims about election fraud were valid.
Gotcha. So that's where, right.
Yeah. There's a real lack of evidence for that. That's bad.
So that could have been something he's using as a clout chase to storm the.
It's just a lie. I wouldn't even put that in the clout chase category. He lied and tried to undermine democracy. What else can we say about that? And honestly, I saw 3 new polls that show that things are trending in the Democrats' favor. In the Political Morning Consult poll, the Yahoo News YouGov poll, and the New Marist poll. And these are polls that were taken, after this whole J6 hearing and Roe v. Wade being blown up. In other words, are we losing abortion rights? So I'm thinking that these whole hearings are going to be bad for Trump. And honestly, you know who this might be a good thing for? You know who's the big winner in all of this?
Who? Joe Biden.
Well, it's a victory. It's a victory for white life, of course. I'm just joking. We ain't going behind. We ain't going backwards. I'm going to tell you who's a victory for. Share the screen with me, Bob.
All right.
As January 6 hearings portray an enraged Trump, DeSantis may be the biggest winner. Reuters seem to think that DeSantis is the guy who's going to come out on top. Now, I don't know how many people out there have been keeping up with what's going on, but DeSantis is just gaining more popularity in the polling, and he's a more competent version of Trump. This is the guy that could end up being the president in 2024.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Based on what?
I don't feel like he has the popularity to compete with Trump and Biden.
Why do you think he's leading in the polls like more than Trump?
Who, this guy?
Yeah. They got polls where he's more popular than Trump. Like more people
I don't feel like that. I feel like Trump is.
You don't feel like that? Or like let's get away from feelings. If you saw polls that were saying that he's more popular than Trump, you can't go off one poll. But I'm saying several polls.
I can just go off of the people that I encounter when I encounter them, and when I have politic talks. I can go off of what the majority are. Like I know people who are with they on the Democratic side, and I know people who are on Trump's side. And I see more Trump supporters out here than I would see in Joe Biden's case. but I don't see too many people that saying, "Man, I'm for DeSantis 2024." But it could be some of Trump's supporters. Do you get what I'm saying? To go on,
Right,
so
right. And
it
and
could.
what I want to say to that, I'm hearing you out. You're saying that in the sphere of your personal experience, you hear more people saying things in support of Trump. They don't bring up DeSantis that
Right,
much. I want to remind you that Governor DeSantis is the governor of the state that we live in right now. So he's
right,
very popular in Florida. Florida is a big state, a very important state when it comes to winning the presidential election. And though that is a certain evidence to look at, like the people that I want to remind you, Bob, that that's anecdotal evidence. That's just the people what you're seeing. What holds more weight to me is a poll that gets the opinions of a great number of people. It don't mean that we could call everything. It don't mean that the poll is going to be foolproof, but that's going to be more representative of what is going on in America rather than my timeline, my friends that I know. I mean, we two niggas from Broward. You know what I'm saying? Like the
right.
people that we know that we talk to is going to be totally different than the people in these flyover states. So
Yeah.
people, the experts,
But
we're
I think you need to have both. Just like you said, I think you can see what polls that they have, but you definitely need to have some kind of gauge on your own personal um experiences and the people that you're on who they support. So you can kind of get an understanding. I get where you're coming from, but if somebody tell you a poll and you don't even know the actual people that you encounter, the 100 people that you know and what they are, it will make much more clearer vision when you can see a poll. That's what I'm saying. We can't just have one.
no, that's I think that's fuzzy logic, Bob. Like that's anecdotal evidence is not gonna be more
I'm not saying
reliable.
it's everything. I'm just saying it's going to give you a better, it's going to let you understand just from your parameters of people that you deal with, what's you can hear what someone's saying from everybody. Yeah. You can look at those stats. It could be a credible
You're
source.
gonna get a better idea of what the country wants if you have a bigger sample size. You don't know that many people.
Right.
None of us do. I mean, you can't even remember more than 150 people. But after that, you start mixing people up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all I'm trying
I'm
to
not, I'm
say,
not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing what you're saying. I'm saying you can have a more I think a lot of us don't know what their 20 people they talk to. I mean, they may know what side do they stand on, or who would they feel like would be the best president. So
the point I'm trying to make with you, they're both things to consider,
right.
right? But anecdotal evidence will lead you astray. It's kind of like when a black person, or no, let's say this. You ever heard of a white person saying that, well, racism doesn't exist. I've never seen anybody doing racist things.
Right. Yeah.
And they might be telling the truth, but you'll be like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? You ain't from my neighborhood. You don't know what I've been through. That's how you could be if you're like, well, everybody I talk to is fucking with Trump.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Because on the
That's why I
greater
said
scheme
both
of
of them.
things,
Yeah.
this guy is popular. I should have been more prepared. I just wrote down a few notes, a few bullet points and stuff. But
Right.
there is polling that I've been following for months. He's gaining popularity. First they're neck and neck, and now he's starting to edge away from Trump.
Right. But I wanted to talk to
Especially with the January 6th hearings, with all of this stuff coming up about Trump. A lot of people are saying that he don't need to be anywhere near a position of power anymore after all of these things have come to light. So it
Yeah.
ain't gonna be the best thing for him. For all we know, he might be so jammed up, he might not even be able to run. And keep in mind, Trump's getting older too.
Yeah, he's getting older, man. But look what happened on January 6th. He has a strong, bro. I gotta say, from just me, like I would love to see a poll. I feel like he had more supporters than Biden. I think some of the Democrats that I know, they don't really they support the Democratic side. They don't have that passion for Joe Biden. on his calls or whatever. They just like, okay, we got us in office. That's just how I feel. They don't really, you know, believe in this guy as a leader as much as the Trump supporters do. So it's just like, uh, that's how I just see it. So yes, I feel like DeSantis can get a lot of Trump supporters. If he can get, he's probably can be. Then I think he'll be that guy. And like you say, some people may look at it as, man, Trump's out of here. He's getting old. He's rioting. Let's get with a new guy that's on the Republican side.
If I'm just reading from the article here, they're saying Dan Eberhardt, a prominent Republican donor, estimated 3/4 of roughly 150 fellow donors with whom he regularly interacts backed Trump 6 months ago, with a quarter going to DeSantis. Now the balance has shifted. About 2/3 want DeSantis as the 2024 nominee. The donor class is ready for something new, quote, said Eberhardt, who supports both politicians but says he's much more excited about DeSantis. And DeSantis feels more fresh and more calibrated than Trump. He's easier to defend, he's less likely to embarrass, and he's got the momentum.
He's not going to be with the all of the craziness. What seems like he's going to be a more competent, like you said. But yeah. Who would you feel will be good for us? What would you say, Joe Biden?
Compared to DeSantis?
No, who would you? Right. I mean, who would you say is a popular side?
Is that a real? What do you think?
It's other Democrats that you could come across that you could say.
You just asked me about two. Who do you think that I would pick, Joe Biden or DeSantis?
No, I ain't talking about DeSantis. I'm talking about Joe Biden or another. Who would you pick on the Democratic side for the 2024?
I don't know. There's some interesting people. There's Jamie Raskin. That's one person. I think there's a guy named Raphael Warnock as well that seemed like he could do some good things, but I don't know. I mean, a presidential election, I think it's too early to even be talking about that. We still got the midterms over 4 months away. So how things are going to be looking 2 years from now, it's hard to say.
But we know it's a popularity we know it's going to come down to popularity. Can you agree?
To a degree. I mean, it's not all about popularity. It's about who could win.
Yeah, it's about who could win. But, I mean, you're going to have that popularity. And if you're saying DeSantis is strong right now, I don't hear of no other Democrat that I feel that is – I don't hear the name like DeSantis. So right now, if you would have to tell me, what name, just like you said, I can see how a poll would say this guy is pumping, because I've heard of DeSantis, of them talking about him in the public in his heads, but I have heard of no up and coming Democrat president. You just name me a few, but they don't. There's no clout.
Well, have you really been following with the Democratic, parties, candidates, or the people in the Senate very closely?
I can go you there. Yeah, I haven't at all.
So it doesn't surprise me. You ain't heard about it
for the Republican side neither.
Listen,
so it's like, okay.
I don't think there's a lot of.
I'm just going off of Bear. I haven't doing none research on the Republican, none on the Democrat. But if you heard me a guy, I've been hearing this guy DeSantis have been. His name has been coming up.
Well, you might be hearing DeSantis' name because you live in Florida and he's the governor. So his name comes up a lot. We've covered stories with him. I think he's very popular. There's some Democrats that are popular in certain circles as well. But I will say this. You're on to saying that you don't know of anybody who's that exciting. I've heard that sentiment in the Democratic Party that we just don't have a lot of exciting new young candidates. I've even heard people talking about Hillary, like this is her time to shine, and it's like, come on, it seems like they want to keep recycling the same people, and a lot of people would probably feel like that's a bad idea. So they got to do something. Democratic Party is, but the guy, look into Jamie Raskin. Maybe we'll do something on Jamie Raskin because he's on that January 6th committee. He's a smart guy. He's a Jewish guy, you know, just a smart guy, and he's pushing for this January 6th committee to bring up this information about Trump that could lead to a possible prosecution. So I think he's going to get name recognition from that, depending on how this thing plays out. So
Right.
who knows? You know, it's too early to tell. But if I had to pick one person who I think could be a possible person to run besides Joe Biden, who I think right now probably has the best chance to win in the next election, I say Jamie Raskin.
Okay. Understood.
Would you vote for DeSantis for president?
I can't, I can't, I don't know enough information about him. I can't say I will vote for him. I don't know, but I definitely want to vote for the person that's definitely going to help economy, the businesses, people that could make things more affordable. But anybody could tell us that. They could say that and say that, but so it's hard for me to just say if
Did
they
you know
say
that?
that I want to vote for them.
Did you know that historically the economy does better under Democrats?
No.
I mean, we've been on for 51 minutes. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Because you be acting like you doubt the kid. Like I don't really be out here in these.
No, I ain't saying I doubt you. It has nothing to do with you. This been going on way before me and you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Democratic Party do need some upcoming talent though. They need somebody to step it up. Cause you got them boys on the other side marching in that. They passionate about the people that they
Um. Okay. I got something that I want to show you. Just a quick little search. I did. This is something that I've already researched pretty deeply. I know this to be true, but I think it's good for us to practice citing our sources and providing receipts for things when we say things. So there's more sources that you could go to find the same information. Go with one that you trust, but I'm going to go to the wiki page. Are we sharing the screen, Bob?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm going to read the beginning of this. Historically, the United States economy has performed better on average under the administration of Democratic presidents than Republican presidents since World War II.
And that's the reason why you support the Democratic side?
It's, it's one. I think it's a good reason to support them. Honestly, I support more Democrats because I feel like their values and their goals are more aligned with what I want to see. We've spoke on this before, but a lot of Republicans now are anti-mask, anti-vaccine, anti-science, anti-intellectualism.
Right.
They want to remove regulations that protect the environment. For me, it's not even close. Democrats are just more better. And you said that you want to support the candidate that'll be better for business. I think you spoke towards the economy, which is smart. Historically, they say that the best thing for a presidential candidate to run on is the economy. So I'm with you. So if we're going to vote based on the economy, I just want you to know that since World War II, the economy has performed better under Democrats.
Right. So, but our economy right now is at the worst that it's ever been. Okay, let me go. Let me share my screen. Just the last before we can close it out. Um, I want to share my screen so you could see this. Just something that a little quickie.
Tell you what, the little stickers on gas pumps all across the country illustrate the American people know exactly whose fault this is. This was deliberate. This isn't an accident. This isn't an unintended side effect. This is exactly what Joe Biden promised he would do, and it's what he's done. If you look at when Biden was sworn in, gas nationally was $2.09 a gallon. On that first day, what does Biden do? He cancels the Keystone Pipeline. Boom, day one. What does he do after that? January 27th, a week later. He halts all new oil and gas leases on federal land, both onshore and offshore. Federal land, onshore and offshore, comprises roughly 25% of U.S. oil and gas. Tell you what, the little stickers on gas pumps all across.
Yeah. We don't know the facts of this. We don't know, if Joe Biden actually, did all of this, or if he's, it could have been other sources. But it seems to me that the electric vehicles is being pushed right now. I'm considering buying one. Go ahead.
I just want to say, when it comes to trying to figure out what's true or false in the media, one of the most important things you want to do is properly vet and evaluate your sources. Ted Cruz is not a reliable source. No. He's a Republican senator. It makes sense that he's going to do things to trash Biden. We know for a fact that presidents have little to do with gas prices. Nothing about the Keystone Pipeline is the reason why gas prices are high. This is a Republican talking point that has been widely debunked. Anybody who's believing that is dealing with very low information. This is not a good clip.
Right. So I get your opinion. So what I'm saying is, you agree that Joe Biden has nothing to do with the gas prices.
Any president has very little to do with gas prices.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can take your opinion on that, but
it's not my opinion. This is widely understood,
Right.
You could find little clips of people saying anything. I could find you a clip in 5 minutes where people are saying that the earth is flat. I could find you a clip where people are saying we never landed on the moon. It doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah, but this is
actual politicians don't lie?
Yeah, of course they lie.
Okay, so why are you telling me that this is an actual politician, like he's somebody who's credible? How much do you know about Ted Cruz?
I know a little bit about him,
Apparently you don't, if you're using him as a source, saying like this is something we need to be looking at. Like,
I'm just telling you what people are feeling about our gas prices and we could say, okay, man, it has nothing to do with Biden. But then you got Biden saying that he wants to help out the CO2s and, from getting in the air, and he's giving out credits for electrical vehicles. I'm looking into me an electrical vehicle right now. You get $7,500 by getting an electric vehicle. So you're saying that has nothing to do with Biden. You're saying that the EVs, none of this has nothing to do with Biden, with gas prices or anything. And I could say, I think he has a play in it. He's the president. You're saying that you're taking this away from Biden. This has nothing to do with Biden.
I'm saying what you're saying is not based in reality. It's not based in fact. You're just saying things. That's what I'm saying.
The fact is that gas prices is up. I mean, what do you mean?
I'm telling you, presidents have little to do with gas prices.
Right, but you didn't tell me that they have nothing to do with it. Like it's 100% chance. You're just saying that they have little to nothing to do with it. So it's not like it's completely, you don't have it to where you can say you completely convinced that president has nothing to do with gas prices.
When I say very little, I mean not enough to make a difference. This is something that people who keep up with politics have known, like for years, not the last few months. I feel the same way. Like if you was on here trying to convince me that the earth was flat, that's how I feel. You're showing me a tape of somebody saying something that's untrue, not based in fact. And you're asking me, is it true? And I'm telling you it's not.
Right.
So yeah, presidents don't affect gas prices, bro. Has nothing to do with the Keystone Pipeline. I don't care what Ted Cruz tells you. It's a widely debunked point. I'm just trying to help you out, bro.
What do you hold Trump? All right. So what do you hold Biden to? If I can't hold him to this economy, you saying He has nothing to do with gas prices. Does
What
he
I'm
have
trying to
anything
say,
do with food prices?
listen, obviously, Bob, you're gonna believe that presidents control gas prices, no matter what I say.
I want to know your opinion because you said
I just told you it's been debunked. It's not true.
Prices. I said food prices. Can they control food prices? You say no?
Nah, nah.
What about the economy? What about like the job structure? Can they have little to do with that as well? You believe?
They do. They could create jobs and stuff like that. I'd say look into that. Maybe you could tell us something. I don't know.
No,
I don't got all the answers for you.
Right.
I don't have all the answers for you.
I just wanted to get your opinion on how much impact do you think a president can have, like on the economy, on what we spend, our products and goods, on how jobs can. If you feel like that's very low, then I understand why your stance, because you feel like it's very low that a president can have an impact on the economy or the U.S. industry or our dollar.
That's not what I'm saying. I just think you're confusing what I'm saying. I like you're going over the river, through the woods, into grandma's house. We talking about groceries, then we talk about gas. You went to Ted Cruz. I'm saying historically, the economy had just performed better under Democrats. I provided a source for that. I don't have answers for all these questions that you're saying. You give me a video of Ted Cruz.
That's why
I don't know.
No, that's why I mentioned this, because you said the economy does better under Democrats.
Yeah, and I gave you a source, the Wikipedia. You gave me a clip of Ted Cruz.
No, you said that the president has very little to do with gas prices.
And I stand by that.
Right. But you first told me that they work better, like the economy is better under the Democrats.
Yeah, not gas prices, bro. Presidents don't control gas prices. No. We're already at an hour. I really don't have it would probably take me another 2 hours, maybe 2 days to break this down for you, bro. Right. But we could get back to it if you're really interested in it. But this is like a
get back into.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a widely debunked point. It's a weak talking point. Matter of fact, anybody who's talking about that has fallen for weak Republican people who consume news on a daily basis, people who are reading information from credible sources and evaluating their sources, don't believe that presidents control gas prices. They understand that the economy and gas prices are not the same thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you, but I think that's a part of the economy. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're trying to eliminate gas from the economy. That's cool, but I don't think it's like that. I think that plays a part in the economy. So I think if a president works better with the economy, I think gas prices is included in there.
That's where you get.
That's where me. Yeah, that's how I,
But this is not based on any kind of fact. You're just guessing, and you're telling me that you don't follow
the economy.
Listen, gas. Okay, you can put that, but what I'm trying to say is, what is the point of what you're saying? Presidents control gas prices. Just make a claim. Make a claim.
My point is, you said that presidents can have an impact on the economy. You said yes, you feel like that way.
No, I said historically. I read. You want me to read it again because I just read from the thing. Right. No. You're getting confused. So let me read it again. Historically, the United States economy has performed better on average under the administration of Democratic presidents than Republican presidents since World War II. That involves a lot more things other than gas. Now, there's different reasons why that's happening. We can debate those reasons. But if you want to go with the party where the economy has been the best, that's how we got on this. You said you're worried about the economy. Democrats are better with the economy.
Okay, so that's all. So my whole point was to the gas. You said that a president can have an impact on the economy. That was what this was about, and I just figured that gas is a part of the economy. And you saying no, presidents have little effect on gas, but they do have the economy. That's where we agree to disagree. I just feel like it is a part of the economy. That if he can have impact, like you said, on the economy, he should be able to have the same impact on gas. I think that's a part of it. You saying it's not, it's kind of separate and everything else.
Yeah, you're just saying that with no evidence. No, you're not basing that on reality or anything. You're just saying it because it sounds like it makes sense. But I'm telling you, it's widely debunked. We could actually have a show where we go over, we can read an article, you know what I'm saying, and then maybe I'll be able to convince you because you seem stuck on this.
I just feel like it's a part of the economy. I'm not saying that.
I know, but for me, it's just boring because this is something that's been debunked for years. It's not something that's like a big thing. Like people are not on the fence about this. People who write about these things, people who are smarter than me and you, have already proven this to be true. So I'm going to try to catch you up to speed, but for me, it's just an old point. You know?
Right, it's an old point, but obviously a lot of us never seen that point. So that'll be a good one to bring up for you to debunk that Biden has nothing to do with these gas prices. I would love to see it. So that's something we're gonna put into. We definitely.
And I want to see the expression on your face when you see the shit that he can do that would probably save us less than $10 a month on gas. So everybody wants Biden to do this. He's talking about doing a tax holiday. That shit ain't really going to affect our pockets that much. Gas is not something that a president controls. But since you want it, we'll do that. We'll get back on that more because, boy.
That's going to be a good one. All right. Anything you want to close them out with, man?
No, that's pretty much it. Can you get this guy off the screen? I'm tired of looking at his face, bro. What?
That's a good one, bro. This was a good one. This was a good show here, man. I definitely got to get some clips out of this last one, man. This was good.
Yeah, it's like herding kittens trying to get you to understand shit about politics sometimes.
Hey, man, that's how it be out here, man. To convince people, you need to definitely be able to, convince, Nothing wrong with that. But, hey, man, y'all know, listen, I'm going to close y'all out. I'm going to let Cap close y'all out, but y'all know that we still help families every day with the water inside their home instead of going out and letting somebody else be responsible for your drinking water for your family. Get in contact with us at Envirely, www.envirely.com, where we provide wholesale discounts for water treatment for your home. All right, Cap? So anything you want to close them out with, Cap?
No, that's pretty much it. I think we had a good show. We're going to have to put that in the title. We're going to be like, the guys disagree about gas prices and things almost go left.
For real.
Hey, that's what the people want, right? They want the negativity. They want
this is what they want, bro. They want to see stuff like this. They don't want to see the whole, they want
the buddy shit.
They don't want all that.
What gets the viewers, bro. I meant to tell you, my boy. Yeah. What is that? A fedora? I like your hat.
Yeah, man. No, it's not a fedora.
Okay. What do we call that? What do we call that?
I can't. The name of the hat was. It's actually a plain hat, man. So I just, it's not.
There got to be a name for that. There ain't no plain hat. I got on a plain hat.
Right.
That is the grown man hat, man. I remember there was an era where those type of hats was it. Like Future had one. Erykah Badu was rocking one. Pharrell.
That's what made me get one,
Yeah. I feel like I'm at a stage in the game where I need one of them just,
Right, the brims. Yeah, man. I'm trying to look a little more. My casual need to be more upscale casual.
Yeah, age appropriate attire.
I don't want to look like these young niggas out here, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I commend you on that, That's all I got to say, man. Oh, you can catch me on Facebook, Ja Israel on Facebook, platform for older people. We there, man. We got to start putting links in the description.
What's wrong with the young people checking you out, man? I heard what's the guy named Vince, the actor, he got like a 24, he's like 40, he got like a 24-year-old girl. You heard about what's his name? Vince. He played in the name can't come to me right now, but Ain't nothing wrong with the young people, man. You ain't gotta just signify all the old heads on your channel. I know you're trying to get to that's a good lineup though to get them.
I said that jokingly, but that's what I hear. They say that Facebook is for older people. I'm not active on IG and stuff like that, and that's what people tell me. They're like, "Damn,
that's
you
true.
on Facebook?"
That's true. That's true.
So I don't really know. I'm just going off what somebody told me.
Right. That's basically it is, man. I can agree with that.
Oh, you agree? You grilling me about it, but you agree.
I agree with it. All
right.
Hey, man, we're going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.